Today I'm watching Buffy the Vampire Slayer Season 4, Episode 10. Episode 9, we saw Willow struggling with the breakup between her and Oz. She creates this spell that literally makes her will come to life as she, blinds Giles, and Spike and Buffy were gonna get married, which is, I don't even really want to think about it. It was just so bizarre and it was so awkward to watch. Luckily, Willow was able to bring the spell back, and I'm very curious to see what this next episode will be about, if it'll be more Angel crossover, what that's gonna look like. The past few episodes have been amazing with Riley and the initiative, and if Riley and Buffy are gonna continue to date, what that looks like. I'm really enjoying the series so far, so thank you so much for sharing in this first time watching with me. If you have any other suggestions for TV shows you think I should watch, please comment below. And if you want to have a say in what movies or TV shows I watch, be sure to join Patreon. And as always, please like, comment, and subscribe to this channel, and check back often for more awesome content.
A typical college girl, one assumes. Lie down on my desk.
I feel like this is a dream sequence. We just started right into it, but yeah, that's my guess, is this is a dream.
This feels very strange.
Don't worry. If I kiss you, it'll make the sun go down.
Yeah, this has got to be a dream. Or breaking some very weird, teacher rules where it's like, just make out with the student on my desk, would you? That'd be great. I don't like where this is going. This is gonna be creepy. Oh my gosh, who's this?
They need to take 7 and they might take yours. Can't call it some mom.
Freddy? What are we doing? Oh god. Ah! Cheese and rice, what was that?
Petroleum.
Petroleum.
Uh-huh.
Tonight, you have crude oil.
She's like, I didn't mean to say patrolling.
What about you?
Oh, grading papers.
Patrolling also.
Class.
I'll see you then.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're both lying. Like, they're both going out patrolling tonight, and they're both lying about it.
Gentlemen, group of what?
These two roommates, so funny.
No, we're out of Weetabix.
We are out of Weetabix because you ate it all.
There's some more.
I thought vampires were supposed to eat blood.
Yeah, I was like, he's eating human food?
I care about you.
How much? What do I mean to you?
I honestly thought Anya was using him. She seemed mostly interested in sexy times and not him.
This isn't a relationship. You don't need me. All you care about is lots of orgasms.
Spike's like, and that's my cue.
How they're less private when they're in front of my friends.
Oh, we're not your friends. Go on.
What?
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 I'm not staying with him.
I have a friend who's coming to town.
Oh my. A spicy friend. Hello. That's what we're calling it.
He's not roaming around. If he stays with me, he's gonna get tied up again.
What about us? A romantic
I'm
evening?
not having these two
Giles is like, please just let me have this one weekend to be an adult, please.
We walk with the darkness, the wolf at our side.
She's like, don't mention a wolf to me.
Okay, let's talk about the theme for the Bacchanal.
Oh, Willow, that sucks.
Talk. All talk.
Yeah, she's like, are we actually gonna do the things that this group is about, or just bake sales?
I wish I could just come clean.
Well, you can't. Yeah, I know I can't.
Yeah, I'm sure they would both, if they just knew.
Dating say never to use our unfair advantage. Thank God we're pretty.
Code match complete.
Don't see why I have to be tied up.
He's in Xander's basement now, yeah, they're just shuffling him around.
Not bloody likely.
I happen to be very biteable, pal. And delicious.
All right.
Oh my.
Fine. You're a nummy treat.
I love Spike's sarcasm. He's a monster, but he's hilarious.
Take 7. Take 7 what?
Yeah, they said 7 or maybe more. It's kind of reminding me of very much Freddy Krueger, and also that hospital episode with like the little boy and the baseball.
So sorry.
Yeah. That's enough small talk, don't you think?
Oh my, right to the business. She was in I think she was in episode 1 of season 4, if I'm remembering correctly. Oh, the removal of the glasses. Yep, don't need those anymore, gentlemen. Oh my. I'm glad they give Giles some kind of personal life because he puts so much time into Buffy and all of this stuff. Is it gonna be more like Hellraiser with like a puzzle box or something? Suspicious. He's taking their dreams, or he's taking like life out of them or something? Oh, frick, nobody's safe. Oh my gosh. The whole town. That's terrifying. It looks like you had like metal teeth or something. Oh my god, no. No, 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 no. She can't talk? He took their voices? Oh, what? What? That's I can't even imagine how terrifying that'd be to wake up and you can't talk. Yeah, and Spike, he's like, you did this to me. Yeah, that doesn't mean peace in certain countries. How is he gonna say anything over the phone? It's a phone. You use your voice. He's like, I did not think this through. And that's an interesting concept for a TV show, which is obviously based on dialogue. And yeah, everybody! Like, it's not just, you know, he's got Spike, like the vampires, everybody has it.
Vocal code not accepted. Unauthorized beings will be considered hostile.
Oh, that's not good. You gotta get out of there.
Measures.
Oh, yeah. Let's hope you remember the code.
Engaged.
They're gonna gas them. Oh, that's horrible. Use the stairs. Yep. Like, what would you do? Like, you know, there's like weird stuff happening in Sunnydale, but we haven't seen anything like this. Message boards, all right. You know, he's like, you know, now's my opportunity. I have a very niche market. Might as well cash in.
Has been quarantined due to an epidemic of, as strange as this may sound, laryngitis. It seems the town has...
Come on, that's not it.
Because there will be chaos.
Oh gosh. The dictation from the computer, yes. Oh, their first kiss. Oh, no. Oh, my. Yeah, and like how more important music has become now that there's, you know, no dialogue and we only have the sound of the music in the background. He's like, well, apparently I can wake up and lose my voice, so I'm gonna, you know, take this opportunity while I can. And they can float? That's terrifying. And the people in straitjackets. Oh my god, this is my nightmare. This is my nightmare. I hate this so much. Oh my god. That's so creepy. I can't. I would just, like, die inside. If I saw that floating past my window, I can't even describe to you the level of fear I would be feeling, because it would be through the frickin' charts. It feels very like Tim Burton, like something like off like that, and it also is kind of remind me a bit of like Dark City. And just these like big permanent smiles on their faces as well. Ah. Oh my god, oh my god. Yeah, like the bandages all over their faces. What are they doing? Yeah, and you can't scream for help. Oh my god. Why does he have a red meat poster? Maybe this guy's has some questionable hobbies? I don't know. It's like sleep paralysis. Why do they smile with all their teeth? The fact that they didn't show it means it must be horrible, horrible. Oh, just in a jar. They cut out his heart? He needs 7 hearts. These guys make the Joker seem like the Easter Bunny. Like those smiles. Why so serious? Yeah, he's taking their hearts. Yep, that's what it looks like. It's kind of like Nosferatu almost, with like, you know, the very pale face and like the sunken eyes. Fairy tales. Okay. Willow's like, I knew the answer and I just can't say it. Yeah, hearts. I love the detail Giles put into these slides, the little drawings. That's graphic and horrifying. And it's much worse. Anya's like, oh, interesting, very educational. I don't think that's what she meant to do. Everybody's face. Okay, I'm glad she clarified. Everyone's like, thank God, Buffy, what are you talking about? No sword can kill them. Great. I love that she's acting this out. She's getting very involved. That picture of Buffy. I'm glad Giles is, you know, sticks with reading and not artistic drawings of any kind. Okay, interesting. That was the girl from the Willow's Wicca group. Oh gosh, it's right behind them. Oh, it definitely makes you aware of how much you rely on your voice. I've never heard of a fairy tale about the gentleman. Comment below, is it accurate? Do they just make it up for the show? Oh yeah, Buffy! Oh! Say ya, one wanna buy ya. And the music's just like so frantic because you have to like add in, you know, these feelings that the dialogue isn't there to carry. Oh no, Willow or Buffy and Riley are fighting together. They just don't know it. Oh! Well, hello. You show me yours, I'll show you mine. Like, we can have this conversation now. Yes! Oh, bonked him. Excellent bonk. Oh no, this is gonna be a situation you're gonna need to explain and you can't explain it. Spike's like, what's going on? Oh, Xander! Oh god! Well, I guess Anya knows how he feels about him now. Yeah. Oh, right for the smooch. Gross. Oh my god, but it worked. They figured out what she wants. Willow's gonna use her magic. She wants to move more than a pencil. She's gonna move this whole vending machine. Yes, Willow! Oh, powerful together. Ooh, yep, that'll do it. Dang. I think they said her name was Tara, I believe. She's very powerful. What is he gonna do once he gets all the hearts? Oh, zapped him. Thank you, Riley. Oh! loves a scalpel, this guy. Oh, bonked him. That would be a frustration to the extreme. Close, but no. He's like, oh, the box. Oh, okay, yeah. Oh, what a perfect way to end it. Just a gooey head explosion. Blech. Good scream, Buffy. They're like, we need to talk about this.
Danger. I'm definitely nothing special. No, you are.
Aw, of course you're special, Willow. You're Willow.
So would you say this was your best visit ever?
Because they couldn't talk. And who's gonna start? Okay, well, I guess they're gonna talk either way. So it was my first time watching Buffy the Vampire Slayer season 4 episode 10. Just a really creative concept, and I love that even in the 4th season, you know, they're still trying to push the envelope, they're still trying to be creative, and the concept of having an episode that for over half the episode is silent, basically. Like, the characters are talking and you can kind of lip read what they're saying, and obviously they have the message boards as well, but it's not like they did like a quick 5-minute bit and then they moved on. Like, this would have been a crazy concept. I couldn't imagine, you know, as an actor getting the script and being like, there's a lot of empty pages, or the script is only, you know, like 3 pages long or whatever it'd be, other than like directions of how to perform in the scene. But just so creative, so cool, and I think it really capitalized on how valuable your speech is and how important, you know, communication, and just seeing the team trying to find creative ways to problem solve. How do they fix this? What do they do? Without being able to use their voice, without being able to talk, and without being able to, you know, have that communication, and the situations that arise, you know, when we see Xander attack Spike, because just by looking at the situation and not being able to talk about it, he assumed that Spike had tried to bite Anya. I can't even imagine how terrifying it would be to wake up and to not have your voice and not be able to speak, and the fact the entire town was affected, you know, like the vampires were getting attacked, you know, everybody was into this. It wasn't just, you know, the humans, and nobody was safe. The entire town was consumed by this gentleman, and like I said, I don't know if that's an actual fairy tale. Comment below and let me know. I haven't heard of them. I don't know if it was just made up for the show, but they were terrifying, whatever they were. Having that little girl singing in the dream sequence, like I said, reminded me of Freddy Krueger from Nightmare on Elm Street. And the episode we had, I think it's in season 2, at the hospital, where the little boy is playing baseball and he's trying to communicate in his dreams, and he's more like a dream walker. I thought maybe that was kind of the route they were going to go, was more dream focused, and then we find out it's more about their voice. And even from like a TV standpoint, where you have dialogue is how you carry the episode and how you carry the show, to take that away, I feel like that's just such a crazy idea and a very bold move to make, and I feel like it could have gone really badly or really well, and I feel like they definitely succeeded in what they wanted to do. I felt like it was still a very entertaining episode, and you know, you're kind of like, okay, are they going to talk in this scene? What's going to happen here? How are they going to figure it out? And you kind of have to rewire your brain and think, okay, I can't talk, so how am I going to tell this person, you know, what I need, the information I need to give to them? Giles's projector presentation was so funny, and he's got, you know, all his little drawings on his sheets for the projector, and although the drawings were terrifying, like the gory ones, I love that he like added those in there instead of just being like one sheet that was, you know, top to bottom all text. He's like, here's one sheet with this sentence, here's one sheet with this sentence, and having the drawing of Buffy and then the horrible things the gentlemen were doing with the blood, and then he has another slide that's more blood. And I mean, what else would you do? You need to be able to convey that this is what's happening. And even Willow being so disappointed that she has the right answer, she knows what the answer is, but she can't say it, and she loves being, you know, that overachiever and trying to, you know, always be right. And the fact that she had that moment taken away, I think it was a little heartbreaking. We see, you know, Buffy and Riley also have a big episode as they have their first kiss, and you know, the miscommunication between the two of them at the end when Riley smashes something else on the table instead of the box. And they definitely, I'm very curious to find out what that conversation would actually be. It cut, you know, right at the end. We don't get to hear what they're going to say to each other, how they're going to explain it, if they're going to be honest and say, yeah, yes, I'm a vampire slayer, and yes, I'm part of the initiative, how much detail they're going to go into. So I'm very curious to see what the next episode will be about. But I feel like it'll be a relief for both of them because they've been lying, and she's like, you know what, it always comes up, slang always comes up, and I have to lie to him and I don't want to. But once they hear, you know, the other person talk, I feel like, okay, you know, you do the same thing I do. And even when they're fighting together, like, they were a good team, you know, they were helping each other out, and they obviously, this is something that is important to them, is, you know, fighting monsters. So yes, Buffy and Angel did fight monsters together, but I feel like this is different. I feel like because Riley is human and Buffy is human, you know, they're taking the same risks when they're fighting. When it was her and Angel fighting, he was a vampire. So although he still, you know, can die, it's less of a risk for him. So I feel like Buffy and Riley will obviously have this connection, and I hope it just builds their relationship and makes them stronger. And I don't know if they would like start patrolling together, what that would look like, even though they both went patrolling separately and then ended up together. And that scene where they're like face to face, you know, both pointing their weapons at each other, and they obviously couldn't talk about it right then. They're like, we have other things to deal with. But I'm curious to find out how that conversation's gonna go and what that looks like. I know Willow has gone to that Wicca circle a few times before, but I don't remember if we've been introduced to Tara before, so that was interesting to meet her. And it sounds like Tara comes from a family of powerful witches. I fully believe it was mostly Tara that moved that vending machine. I think Willow was trying her best, but it wasn't until, you know, we have that scene where Tara and Willow, you know, join hands and they're like, hey, let's unite, let's work together, like, let's be a team, and then it like flies over. So yeah, I'm gonna say that was like 75% Tara, 25% Willow. Not that I don't think Willow is strong, but it wasn't until we got to that point when Tara jumped in that it really, you know, amplified them. And I'm glad Willow has someone to talk to who has the same interests. Obviously, you know, Buffy is her best friend, but to have a fellow Wiccan she can talk to about these things, because everybody else in that circle didn't really seem interested, or was just kind of like, yeah, like I do this, but wasn't really devoted to it and wasn't interested in the actual, you know, concept and spells behind being a Wiccan. So I'm glad she has Tara. Tara does seem to be a bit shy and doesn't really speak up very often, which I think is interesting also that we meet her in an episode all about communication and your voice and speaking. So maybe she'll feel more confident hanging out with Willow, or what that looks like. But yeah, I'm very curious to see if she'll be in future episodes, if this was just a one-off, what that looks like. The music in this episode I feel like played an extra important role because you have to carry the scene entirely. It's not a mix of, you know, dialogue and music or background effects. It's all music and, you know, carrying everything. And even when we have, you know, Buffy and Riley's first kiss, it's this sweeping music that comes in, and not that there would be, you know, dialogue while they're talking, but there wasn't any like preamble or anything like that. It was just this scene of the two of them together, and the very intense scenes of, you know, running away from the gentleman and all the tension. And it kind of felt like a silent movie, like you have to rely obviously mostly on music without the text cards to come up, and they didn't have subtitles or anything either. I could read lips for what they were saying. It felt like they were sticking with very like short sentences and maybe even over enunciating. I don't know if they just mouthed the words, if they recorded audio, I have no idea, but I didn't feel it difficult to be like, okay, what did you say? Like, even though you can't hear it, I feel like they did a good job of giving the audience time to figure out what they were trying to say. The gentlemen were terrifying. Like, I can't even describe how scared I was, because I just like froze. Like, I just, so creepy and so terrifying, and just they kind of look like Nosferatu with the, you know, the very pale face and the sunken eyes, but then they also have this very, very big, like all teeth encompassing menacing smile, and they're floating along, and just the combination of all of these elements, just pure nightmare fuel. Like, it just went right into my bones. It was so scary, and they looked so well done, so creepy. Like, the makeup and special effects were terrifying, and having those like acrobats and straight jackets, just like their henchmen or something. So creepy. I definitely feel like there was elements of Nosferatu, obviously with the silent film as well, and Hellraiser with that box where he keeps everybody's voices in, and the puzzle box from Hellraiser definitely kind of had some Tim Burton vibes as well, just like very creepy, very spooky, like something is off. I find sometimes it's the less a scary character does that makes it terrifying. Like they're just floating around holding, you know, their medical bags and, you know, cutting people's hearts out, but just that's it. Like they just had those few motions and their smile, and like they weren't, you know, running around being frantic or anything. The guys in the straitjackets were a lot more frantic, but the actual like gentlemen themselves were very like, you know, one pace. They weren't trying to run and catch you. They were just, you know, very one pace. They weren't trying to like speed up to catch you or anything like that. They knew they were going to get you eventually, and they weren't worried. I don't know why they needed the 7 hearts, what, you know, that number signifies. I don't think that's important. Just those small movements and just the way they appeared and all dressed the same as well. And we've had our fair share of creepy creatures and monsters, but I think this to me is the creepiest one of season 4 by far. And just the fact they were like human as well. It wasn't like, okay, you're some, you know, indistinguishable monster that, you know, that I don't think is going to be in real life. The fact that these looked human and had a name of the gentleman also, it just hit way too close to home, was way too terrifying. And that they take your voices so they can't scream when they kill you, basically. So much premeditation into their killing, and the fact they seem to choose their victims, like it didn't seem to be random, but again, we didn't really learn much about that. Olivia was back in this episode. I believe she was in the first episode of season 4 as well, as someone Giles is spending time with, and I'm glad they kind of explored his personal life a little bit. I feel like he dedicates so much of his time to Buffy and the gang, and I'm glad they give him these few moments, you know, outside of just helping Buffy and having that be his sole focus, and especially with Spike moving in now and what that looks like, and when he's staying over at Xander's as well. I'm sure Giles was definitely in need of a weekend away and like a weekend, you know, to just relax and to unwind a bit. So I'm glad they gave him that. Overall, I thought it was a great episode, so creative, definitely one of my favorites of season 4 so far, and it was a monster of the week, but I feel like they took such a creative spin on it and really made it as terrifying as possible, and taking something away that's so universal, like not being able to speak, and it was affecting the entire town, and like, what do you do? How are you going to solve this? And the fact that a scream is what kills them. So definitely something within their creature lore of maybe they're very sensitive to sound, other than, you know, not wanting people to scream when they're being killed. Maybe it's something to do with that. I wish we would have learned a little bit more about like the backstory of these creatures, but that image of them floating down the street will haunt my dreams forever. Definitely some funny moments, especially with them not being able to communicate with words, when we have Xander beat up Spike and Anya makes those hand gestures, and just so many ridiculous moments built in. So really entertaining, despite the fact that they didn't have, you know, dialogue to rely on, but it didn't seem forced. It didn't seem like they were just throwing in unnecessary physical comedy or something like that because they didn't have speech. It was still a very entertaining and cohesive episode. I'm very curious to see what Buffy and Riley will be up to in the next episode, what that's gonna look like, if Willow will continue to go to this Wicca group, if she'll just pull the plug and say like, I don't get any value out of this. Oz obviously wasn't back, and I love that they're still trying new things and trying such bold things for a show that's in its 4th season and, you know, has been well received, and, you know, could just easily pump out another episode that didn't have to take these, you know, creative jumps. But I love that they did that and they took those risks. But thank you so much for sharing in this first time watching with me. If you have any other suggestions for TV shows you think I should watch, please comment below. And as always, please like, comment, and subscribe to this channel, and check back often for more awesome content. People in straitjackets. Yeah, I was like, he's eating human food? She's like, don't mention a wolf to me. He took their voices? And they can float? That's terrifying. And the people in straitjackets? Why do they smile with all their teeth? He loves a scalpel, this guy. Oh, bonked him. Yeah, he's taking their hearts. Bandages all over there. Just make out with the student on my desk, would you? That'd be great.